Yes, Mr. Engine Guy 66. We are late. And as per usual, it is my fault. I apologize. I do. How's everyone doing tonight, though? I hope everyone's doing well. We're doing a little bit of a chat, a little bit of a chatteroo about the verdict. I guess came out in the Karmelo Anthony case. There's some things to talk about there. Also, I'm sure that there's some videos of people getting wild and stuff like that I have not seen yet. So I figured we could probably go through some of that tonight at some point and have some live reactions to what's going on, because I specifically have not watched any of those videos on purpose so that I could cover it tonight, if that makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. We had Ginger in here, but he dipped out, and my friend Z has to work tonight, so there's that. So it's just me in Ohio right now. What's up, Ohio?
Oh, I've been better.
What now?
Today would have been my mom's 78th birthday.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Shit sucks.
Well, it would be one thing if I knew I could actually get the justice for her that she deserved, but I don't think that's ever going to happen, unfortunately. And just knowing that is what really boils my blood, honestly.
Yeah, dude. That's sad, man. I'm sorry, bro. But, yeah, dude, time will make things slightly better, believe it or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just still in the anger stage of grief at this point, and have been for the last year and a half or so.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, man. Honda's giving a chick his ranch. He will be here in a minute. I wish that's what I was doing. Giving out some gravy, as it were. I have not injected any gravy for a minute, unfortunately.
Well, maybe you should change that.
That's okay, though. So, yeah, I figured we would go on to the old Twitter. Here, let me go to Grok, or not Grok, but regular Twitter. And we're looking for Karmelo Anthony. Hell yeah. Oh, who's here? Oh, Ginger's back. What's up, Ginger?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Doing good today. It's actually been a really, really good day.
Cool. Good to hear.
The morning I spent driving my new truck around town, running errands. And then had a doctor's appointment that went well. So yeah, it's been a damn good day. I thought I was going to be responsible for a motorcycle cop, crashing, because when I was driving my truck this morning, he broke his neck to turn to look at my truck and look at me. And he did that fucking kind of like little death wobble on the bike.
Fucking Harleys, dude.
I wasn't sure if he was going to turn around and come get me, because my truck's so old that it doesn't have the shoulder strap seat belts. It only has lap belts. So I think that's what he was looking at. And I have paper plates right now because I barely just got it, registered and all that stuff. So, but it was just hilarious how quick his neck snapped over to the left and his bike started wobbling.
Okay, I have this one thing to say. Fuck the fucking police. Fuck those fucking pieces of fucking shit that enforce goddamn unconstitutional laws that look the other way when people are fucking doing shit because they're of a certain ethnicity or from a fucking certain country. Like, fuck all of that fucking shit. In Colorado, if you're a white guy and you get pulled over in your car and you don't have insurance, they will give you a ticket for not having insurance. If you're a Mexican and you're here illegally and you get in a car accident without insurance, they tell you to leave and have a nice day. You don't. It's a two-tier justice system in this fucking country, and I'm fucking sick of that shit.
No, I feel you. I'm the same way.
Anyway, we're talking about fucking not that tonight, so whatever.
Yeah. But you did
let's do it.
know I've got a new truck though, right, Honda?
Hmm?
You do know I got a new truck, right?
Yep, you got an old truck. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I sold my one of my motorcycles,
Oh, really? Which one?
the fast one, and I'm going to sell the other one too.
Oh, wow. Are you gonna have any, or
I'm going to
are
have
you?
0 bikes.
Oh man, why you gotta sell them? Or you just want to?
I will have no bikes.
Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Because what I want to get is hold on. One of these.
What's up, guys? I'm Sean from SRK Psychos. We have
A DRZ 400 SM. A supermoto. I want a supermoto. This is what I'm going to get.
Okay, that's clean.
Not that particular bike.
No, I'm talking about the, in general. I'm not talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're basically dirt bikes, like 400cc dirt bikes that have headlights and turn signals and horns and tail lights and everything to make them road legal.
Right.
Mhm.
And then they don't have dirt tires on them. They have regular street bike, like, I don't know, sport bike tires.
Mhm.
So you get like sport bike on-road performance with off-road dirt bike capabilities with road legal status. It's like the ultimate fucking cool bike, in my opinion.
Yeah. Suzuki makes pretty good bikes.
Yeah, it's a great pepper bike.
Yeah, definitely. Because you can put, knobby tires on there, to run and play in the dirt, and just add street tires on there when you want to cruise the streets.
It's funny how that I knew that the cop that had the death wobble because he looked over his shoulder, I instantly knew it was a Harley.
Yeah, a lot of the cops around here, they have Harleys. Some have BMWs.
You know what BMWs don't do?
What's that?
Death wobble.
But yeah, I turned around a couple times to look to make sure he didn't fucking crash because he snapped that head so damn fast.
Yeah, if the cops on a BMW don't run because you will not make it. Or at least you're not gonna get away from him.
Oh, I ain't running in that truck. No, I ain't gonna take a chance of wrecking that son of a bitch. That's too nice of a truck, and it sounds fucking sexy as hell.
So we're talking about Karmelo Anthony tonight. Let's hear what this person has to say before we get in. I don't again, I have not watched any of these videos. I know a lot about the case. I know a fucking lot about the court case specifically, and some of the things that were done in court that were kind of shisty, and we'll go into that. But I just want to hear, number one, what are people saying? And number two, what are the reactions from the uneducated, ignorant, ignoramus goyim out there? I'm going to start using that term. Fuck you guys. This is kind of true, man. It's kind of true. Anyway, here we go.
Yeah, I meant what I just said, y'all. All Melon Nation, to anybody who think that Karmelo Anthony did the right thing to protect himself, understanding the situation with Rick Child. Look, no, this is it, y'all. Hey, no, get this message out. I need you to like, share, repost. This is it. This is it. We just seen a case where this man did not have any charges. He was exonerated. He's going home. Look, this is it. Stop playing, y'all. This is it. This is the point where if he is found guilty, we stop working. We start doing what we supposed to be doing. We let go of them chains of restraint, and we start showing them who we really are. All of us, black, brown, don't care what. It's time, y'all. It's over. No. It's over. Load them up.
See, this is the kind of insanity that I'm talking about exactly right here. Karmelo Anthony was sitting in a opposing team's tent during a track meet, which if you guys don't know, high school track meets, one of the things that they do is like there's multiple teams there. Each team brings their own tent. It's a place for them to put their stuff. It's a place to have their chairs and their snacks and their drinks and, separate from other people. And you can, relatively not get things stolen because it's segregated from other people's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then this kid comes into their tent. And granted, for a little bit of background, it was at the high school of the kid who got stabbed, right? Karmelo Anthony did not play for the other team. He just went to the other school. At the time, I guess he was under suspension or something like that, but he was at the track meet, which he was allowed to be at. He had a knife, which he was allowed to have, technically. I mean, like, many people would frown upon bringing a knife to a track meet, but
a school function.
But the same people would frown upon you or I bringing a handgun. So I don't really fucking see a problem with having a knife in itself.
No, but wasn't he suspended from? He was suspended from school because of having a knife at school, correct?
Yeah.
I thought he was also expelled from a different school too, if I'm not mistaken. Or I could be wrong about that part, but
So he's got a history of behavioral problems. He's got impulse control problems.
Yeah,
he's in someone else's tent
where he doesn't belong.
And why was he there? So that's a question. Why was he there? Well, the story is that there was a big rainstorm that came through. Everything at the track meet got delayed while it was raining really hard, and everyone went under their tents. And I guess the team of the school that kid came from either didn't have a tent or couldn't get it set up or was missing something to set it up or something like that. So they didn't have a tent. So someone from Austin Metcalf's team, who later testified in this trial against this kid, right? The kid who stabbed, Karmelo Anthony, the guy who stabbed Austin Metcalf.
Yeah.
But he was invited into the tent. So there's a couple misconceptions there. Like the one misconception is that Karmelo Anthony was looking for a problem from the get-go, which may or may not have been true, but at least conceptually there's some sort of a logical excuse as to why he was under their tent.
Okay, I didn't know he was invited under the tent.
That was one thing. God damn it, can I fucking talk? Jesus.
Sorry.
That was one thing that came out during court, that came out in testimony as statement of fact under oath testimony. So is it true? I don't fucking know. Did they testify that it was true under oath with hand on the Bible? Yes. So there's that. Sorry, what were you saying?
What I was going to say was, go ahead, Corey.
I just didn't know that he was actually invited. I hadn't heard that one yet. I've heard other things, like he was, seeking out trouble because he's been nothing but a, shitbag troublemaker, and he's already been suspended from school or kicked out of school, whatever. But that's just one tidbit I hadn't heard yet.
From my understanding, it was the kid that was testifying against Karmelo during the defense. It was what he said was Karmelo came up to the tent. They basically did their little handshake. We were going to call it dabbing. I think that's what he said it was. And then it was after that, Karmelo basically invited himself in there to sit down. Like, he was never actually invited to come sit down. He basically just walked in and was like, cool, I'm going to take a seat here or whatever. And then was asked 15 different times to leave after that.
And unfortunately, there's a couple of things that I find wrong with the prosecution and with the court, right? The first thing that's wrong, in my opinion, is the fact that this isn't televised. There wasn't a public, like a publicly available, viewable courtroom situation here. I think that in 2026, there is no excuse whatsoever for them not to have these technologies in the court automatically ready to go. I
agree.
think every single goddamn fucking I guess there would probably be some exceptions, but like every single court case that's possibly able to be viewed by the public should be viewed, or at least able to be viewed by the public. I think that's the number one mistake that they made. Number two mistake was, so normally in a murder case, when you're choosing your jury, right? Both sides have vetoes, and they have like, questions that they want to ask, and they got to look into people's backgrounds and see who's lying about stuff and blah blah blah,
Yes.
which takes days, if not like a week, maybe two. I forget how long it took in the Rittenhouse case. It was at least a few days.
Oh yeah, it took a while for them. Yeah.
And that's normal. That's a normal thing that happens. I mean, maybe not in like like a lower case of some kind, but like in a capital murder case, in a murder trial. So in this one, they gave the people 90 minutes to make their decisions, and then they had the fucking jury selected.
Damn.
Right? So there's that. The prosecution had, I forget how many vetoes, it was like 6 or something like that. They used 3 of them to get rid of the last 3 black people that were on the panel that were there to, so there was no black people whatsoever who were part of the jury.
Good.
And part of that is because some of the black people who were there to be jurors said that they would not be able to be
bias.
Non-bias. Yeah, they would have a bias.
That they could not.
So
convict,
they
basically.
disqualified themselves, but there were at least 3 people that, for all intents and purposes, would have been fine to be on the jury, except for they're black. Got denied for whatever reason they gave. Obviously, they can't say because they were black, but there were no black people on the jury. Okay, so that's another problem. Good.
Were those 3 not the educators that they kicked out? Because I think that's what it was.
Yes, but there was another person who was an educator who was still let in who was not black. So that's kind of like, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Well,
whatever.
also, I've heard that, almost every black person that's made a comment about this said that if they were on the jury, that they would find him not guilty, no matter if he was guilty or not. They don't want to see another young black male in prison.
Delana, how do you say that? Delina? I don't know. I'm fucking retarded.
Yes, Delina.
Says they already don't work.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay, so another thing. When giving your opening statements in a murder trial, generally speaking, you're given leeway by the court. If you say you need an hour, they'll give you an hour. If you say you need 2 hours, they'll give you 2. Like, you better fill it. You better fucking have substance for that 2-hour intro. But if you say you need 2 hours, fine, 2 hours, gavel, right? In this case, each side was given 20 minutes.
Damn. Can I ask a question real quick pertaining to what you just said?
Yeah.
You said it a while ago as well, that why was everything so rushed? I know it's been a while.
I don't know. That's my question, and that's my point. I don't have an answer to that, but I'm not even done yet.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. It just seems everything seems very rushed, like the deliberation,
Yeah. So another thing is, normally in a case where it's going to be multiple weeks of trial, right? Potentially, anyway. You don't show up. There's no Saturday court. Like, maybe if it's like the last day and you're trying to get through it, and it's just, you got to get through this last, like, sometimes there's exceptions, but you don't just set up court so that, like, we're doing this 6 days a week till we're done. Because what does that do? That sends the message to the jury that we want immediate resolution to this. We don't want justice. We don't want you to find out the facts. We don't want you to do your job. We want you to do your job quickly. We want you to be done with this now. So that's kind of the opposite of what you're supposed to do, right? Another thing, and this is part on the defense, right? Because basically the way that this works is, if I am on trial and Corey is the prosecution and Ohio Patriot is my defending lawyer, and I am on stand and Corey as the prosecutor asks me a question that's objectionable for some reason, like it's leading or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
The judge doesn't say, hey, you can't say that question.
Yeah, the lawyer
Ohio
has to
Patriot
object.
has to object, and then the judge has to rule on the objection. So
Yep.
you can ask the question, right? If Ohio doesn't object to it, then it slips through, even if it would technically be an objectionable question for whatever reason. So there were a bunch of questions that were super leading, which you're not allowed to do if you're a prosecutor and it's your case that you're making. When you call people to the stand, you are not allowed to ask leading questions. And he was asking people on the stand, do you think that was murder? Do you think that was self-defense? Which are very leading questions, and that's for the jury to determine, not the person on the stand. And they let it go because the defending lawyer didn't object.
Well, it was a fucking court-appointed attorney because they blew all that fucking money that they supposedly raised for his defense on stupid bullshit.
And I was actually talking to my sister about that one too this afternoon, and she even said that Carmelo's parents should be actually facing charges for that one because they were deceiving what the money was going for. Is what it is. They claimed it was going for the defense, and it went to their own personal bullshit.
Fraud, and that's what I feel too. Because that's straight up fucking fraud.
100%.
And then TJH 1994 in the chat says, I couldn't believe they got through deliberation and sentencing in one day. Another example of it seems like they just wanted, like they were out for a lynching. And it's my opinion that this kid murdered Austin Metcalf. Like what he did was maybe second degree murder at worst, you know, I mean, at best, probably first degree murder, but like you could maybe argue second degree murder in court and then it'd be like, you know, 10 to 20 instead of fucking 20 to life or whatever. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know, bro. Like the way that this court case went, the way that it should have went, let me say that. The way that this court case should have gone is every little question like that should have had an answer. Every little fucking objection that people might have had to, oh, there wasn't a black person on the jury, there should have been. If I was the prosecutor and I wanted it to be airtight, I would have had a black person on the fucking jury.
Yeah, because now
if I was the judge and I wanted the perception from the public to be that this was a fair trial, I wouldn't have rushed anybody. I wouldn't have put everyone there on Saturday. You know, like there's a lot of things that they did that give argument to the other side that says like, hey, this is bullshit. When really they came to the correct conclusion, I believe, but they did it maybe with the help of some things that didn't need to help. Sorry, go ahead.
Because to me, this is a high profile case because it's a young black kid killed a young white kid, you know, and it happened at a school function. But the big thing is, to me, the way they rushed everything, the defense didn't apparently do shit to defend this kid, no objections or anything like you're talking about. Now, my worry is they're going to fucking keep this son of a bitch in appeals court for a few years tying this up before he's actually sentenced because they're just left the door wide open for appeals.
Well, more worrying than that to me is the reaction from the retarded fucking chimping out public right now.
Yes,
so many fucking people who were out there who were just like, I don't know nothing, but I'm angry and violent.
Yeah.
Well,
we're gonna fucking riot because if he's found guilty, we're gonna riot and burn everything down. It's gonna be the summer low 6.0.
Well, there was also before. Oh, good.
There was also the one black woman outside the courthouse today who specifically openly called for Austin Metcalf's brother Hunter to be killed too, because she was like, "Oh, Karmelo should have stabbed him too," and then everybody in the crowd that was with her agreed.
Bro,
wow,
things are coming to a crescendo. Like things are coming to a point where it's like there are clearer and clearer lines being drawn, and it's not good. It's not good. Like, if anything, we need to be coming together. We need to be finding the people that we agree with and amplifying their voices instead of finding the people who are retarded and like getting angry about
Exactly.
theirs. But at the same time, like, man, these people have so much traction right now. At least it seems like it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I have
could
a theory on
honestly-
why. Oh, I have a theory on why it was so rushed. Is because they had a bunch of basically hooligans out there in the front of the courthouse making problems for everybody, so they wanted to get through it as fast as possible.
I would add to that too. I think the main reason they did it and they got it done on a weekday here is because they didn't want to happen on a weekend where there could be riots during the entire weekend. Is what it is then.
So we have this guy, Pastor Ben, whoever that is. I guess he's a pastor.
Yeah.
Let's look at him real quick. Wow. Okay. So he's anti-fascist too. Carmelo Anthony did what he had to do to get away from a racist ass, violent ass, harassing ass, assaulting ass, cocky ass white boy
There's
who
been
thought
no
he could
evidence of that.
assault a black child. Fuck around, find out, tell your rabid little children to stop putting their hands on black children.
Tell little niggas to stop being criminals.
I also
It's
feel
not
like
only,
it's stuff like that right there is exactly why we're heading towards a race war in this country very soon. And I think
I
it could
wouldn't
pop
doubt it.
off at in this case.
See, and the reason that everything I just talked about needed to be said is because of stuff like, because it gives fuel to this fire. The Carmelo Anthony verdict shows that the justice system has reverted back to Jim Crow South era. It is no longer about evidence. It is no longer about right or wrong. It is about keeping racial score through the persecution and imprisonment of black people. It is no surprise that all white jury, which it wasn't all white, by the way, there just wasn't any black people on it, find a 19-year-old kid who was 17 years old at the time, who was bullied and harassed, who was antagonistic and sitting inside of someone else's tent, who was asked to leave 15 times, and he was clutching a fucking hidden fucking pocket knife in his backpack while saying, like, touch me and find out what happens, right? Guilty of murder, which he was, while he was minding his business, which he was not. So, like, there's just so many lies right there.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this story before. A young black man put on trial, and somehow the burden shifts from what happened to him to why he should not have defended himself. The facts become secondary, whatever. You get the point. You get the point.
Yeah. It sounds like people need to stop putting themselves in certain situations that could lead to something violent. Just need better education.
Here's another one.
The real
Carmelo Anthony verdict shows America is not safe for black people. We as a community need to move to a majority black countries.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Oops, I didn't accidentally like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Please continue to give to the Anthony family as Carmelo fights for his life.
No.
In an all-white jury in Texas. How much is this up to, I wonder? Let's see. Where's the link to it?
They probably finally
Didn't
shut
even
it
put the
down.
link. Dumbasses didn't even put the link.
According to this, he's at $600,000. So,
Oh, I thought I heard somewhere he had over $900,000 already this far.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because this is from June 4th. So it's 5 days ago.
And it's so stupid, I swear to God.
And then
I
bitches
don't
still
understand
haven't-
how these crowdfunding sites are not shutting these shit down because you're talking about funding a murderer, literally.
Exactly.
And even in the first go around, like 99% of the comments that were before they shot the comments in the comment section there were literally a bunch of black supremacists calling for more white murders. Is what it was.
It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Hispanic, or anything. You shouldn't be allowed to start a GoFundMe or anything like that for certain things, such as like trials like that. But what were you saying, Calhoun, before you get cut off?
Oh, I was just saying that those dumbasses fucking blew off through all that cash and had to plead financial hardship to get a fucking public defender.
I know that. Yeah, that's what I said a while ago. I said I don't understand. I think that's one reason why his defense lawyer didn't object to anything like Hondo was talking about, because he had a public defender that probably did not want to be there and did not want to defend him, because he probably thought to himself, "This guy is guilty, and I don't want to fucking defend him."
No, he couldn't have a public defender because they paid for a lawyer. Once you pay for a lawyer, you are no longer qualified to get a public defender.
Oh, I thought they didn't pay for one because they blew all the money.
They paid for a lawyer. They paid for a shitty one, though, I guess, or something.
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't
was
a public defender,
it was
though.
like Better Call Saul kind of lawyer or something. That wasn't even
Yeah,
good Saul.
they just hired some like fucking mall lawyer or some shit. It sounds like,
Fucking retards.
Strip mall lawyer.
Divorce attorney.
Honestly, they didn't get two shits about their kid.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly profited off of it like a motherfucker. They got like $1 million off of this shit.
Yep, and it's still going apparently.
That was what Matt Walsh was bringing up too, as he said, had Karmelo pled guilty early on, that the fundraiser would have been cut off basically, and the parents just let their son swing in the wind.
Dude, the shoe's on the other foot too, though. Like this is going on both sides, because there's like, again, Chud the Builder thing, right? How much was donated to his Give Send Go? Like, if you're going to shut one down, you got to shut the other down. You can't you can't be like, oh, this side can't have one, but the other side can.
That's why I said certain things you shouldn't be allowed to open a GoFundMe or Give Send Go or anything. And one stipulation should be it cannot be used to pay for any kind of legal litigation.
See, but there's all kinds of legitimate reasons why you would need to start a Give Send Go to pay for fucking lawyers.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sticky situation.
You can't say that, dude. You can't. That's you're just wrong about that.
The one thing I will point out with the Chud the Builder case is that his particular campaign was going for months before that for a different thing, and that's why the state of Tennessee, there's a law in Tennessee where you cannot use it for a different thing, and that's what he was trying to do with it, and that's why they say that you cannot use that money to bail fund himself.
That makes sense. Because it's already been promised of one thing, and now you're trying to change it.
Well,
yeah, because it was like
that. They were like, okay, your bail's like $500,000 or whatever, right? Whatever it was, I forget.
It was $1.25 million for him.
Usually, when you post bail, you have to post 10%. But they were saying to him, no, you have to post like 50%.
Damn. Why?
Because he's white.
Also, in most murder cases, bail is set at around $250,000 or so, which means you get bailed out for $25,000, right? Chud the Builder was what, $1.25 million?
Yes.
So again, these are examples on both sides of judicial injustice in the name of expediency, which is completely wrong. And I don't care if the shoe is on our foot or on the other foot. It doesn't fucking matter. We need to stop this shit. We need to call it out when it's happening. And it's happening right now on both sides of this shit.
Mm-hmm. How much was Karmelo's bail? Or was he even given one?
I think it was over $1 million initially, and then the activist judge dropped it down to like $250,000, I think is what it was, or even less than that.
Because hadn't he been setting out free as a bird?
Oh yeah, he was eating Cheetos at home.
They let him graduate. The school district needs to face consequences for that, I think.
Yeah,
I don't understand how Austin Metcalf's family has not sued the shit out of the school.
Initially set to $1 million, which was later reduced to $250,000. So he posted $25,000. Again, like that's normal, right? Let's watch this video.
35 years. If he was white, we wouldn't even be here today. It would have never came to court. It would have never been no handcuffs. We wouldn't be here today. But because somebody didn't know how to go get an adult like we all are taught, somebody's life was on the ground and somebody's in jail for something that should have been self-defense. Self-defense. They said we're supposed to know how to act around white people. What the fuck is that? What for? What is that? What is self-defense? Is self-defense not somebody touching you that you don't want touching you and you defending yourself? What is self-defense? Murder? Murder? Hold on. The same guy that saved the life? The same guy that saved the life? You should have taught
Okay, so what she's asking, what is self-defense? What are the 4 core elements of justified lethal force? Does anyone know?
I'm
You
still
can't
Feeling
be
threatened.
villains, you can't be the aggressor.
Yep, that's one. You have to be an innocent party. You cannot be the initial aggressor or
Yep.
have provoked the conflict to start the fight. So generally, you lose your claim to self-defense if you clearly, unless you, so you can gain it back, right? So you can be the guy who, in traffic, gives the other guy the finger, right? You initially started the thing. Now he's chasing you and you're trying to get away actively. Once you're like trying to get away from him and trying to get out of, you regain your self-defense. So it's only for like certain situations. But yes, you definitely can lose your right to self-defense by being the aggressor. What else?
It's got to be proportional and reasonable. And I forget
Proportional
the rest of
response, right? So they can't like grab your arm and be like, "Hey man, get out of here," and then you stab them in the heart with a fucking penknife. So that's unreasonable. And that's not proportional. What else?
Doesn't have to be like a element of like
You have to be in fear,
Yeah.
reasonable fear for your life.
Thank
or
you.
something.
Right.
Thank
So you
you.
have to have reasonable belief. So it doesn't even have to be true
No,
that
just
he
that you
has
have
a
to
gun
perceive.
in his hand. It could be a cell phone, but at the time you reasonably believed that it was a gun because the body language and the words he was using and what he was doing, and that he pointed at you like it was a gun, and then you shot him, and then it was a fucking phone.
Yes.
A reasonable person would believe that it was a gun too. So you have reasonability. And there's
Exactly.
one last element.
I know, like in Texas, if you are like being jumped by a group of people, you can legally defend yourself. I don't know if that's part of that.
That has to do with proportionality.
Okay.
The
I'm not
last
sure.
the last core element is imminence.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
So
Imminent
it has
danger.
to be happening right. I have to be in danger right now. I have to perceive that right now. It couldn't have been. That's why a lot of people get charged for second-degree murder or some manslaughter or whatever when their house gets broken into, and then they shoot the guys in the back while they're running away, right? Like if you shot them while they were like breaking in, or shot them while they were in your house doing something, like you'd probably have justifiable cause. But after they grab your TV and they're half a block away, and you just happen to be a good shot at fucking 50 yards or whatever, you know, whoops, now you're in jail.
This is
I'm
pretty
not
much
sure
the
if
exact
that
case.
applies in Texas, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can shoot a fleeing suspect with your TV in your yard in Texas.
What you were just talking about, Honda, is the exact case going on in Michigan right now. Of I think this guy's name is Dalton, but I could be wrong about that. I think it's something with a D. It might be like Darren or something. But yeah, his detached garage was broken into there in Michigan a few times, and the cops told him the previous time they're like better camera systems. He ended up catching, it was like 5 or 6 guys breaking into his garage the past time here. Ended up shooting a couple of them as they were fleeing, killed one of them, wounded another one, and now the judge is basically making him face trial, even though it should have been considered a stand your ground situation.
That's bullshit.
Heavy
Different
equipment
states.
operators just get that privilege. What do you operate there, guy that comments? I used to do heavy equipment back in the day too. Sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead, Colin.
Oh, I was saying different states have different laws about whether a detached garage is part of your curtilage or not.
Yeah.
Well, it
that
also
might
has to
have
do a lot
to do
with
with it.
constitutional carry now and stand your ground laws too, because even here in Ohio, before we did our stand your ground back in 2021, if there was a detached garage, it was not considered part of your immediate home, and you could be charged with like killing someone on your property. But then we did the stand your ground situation, which is basically extended castle doctrine is what it is there. And that's what allowed it to be a better law than is what it is. And allowed us
It was
to
not
do-
in the chat because he's black and I can't have him here tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why he's not here.
Yeah, in Texas, if someone's on your property, no matter if it's just in your yard or in a attached building, it doesn't matter. If someone's on your property and they're causing shit, you have a legal right to shoot them.
Yeah, which is why in Texas, for instance, there was that case where it was like the stepfather and the father and the ex-wife and the current wife, right? And so
Yeah.
the kids weren't dropped off, and then the husband goes to pick them up, and then the kids aren't there, but the ex-husband is there, whatever, and the guy goes on the patio and he fucking gets shot like 3 times in the chest with a fucking what did he have?
PC
Some kind
carbine.
It was a Ruger
Sub
PCC.
2000, wasn't it?
PCC.
I think it was a Ruger PC carbine or whatever.
Yeah, that's
That's
what it
exactly
was.
what it was. Yeah,
Yeah, because he went inside and got it, and the guy started coming at him, and he grabbed the actual gun, or tried to, and then got popped in the chest a couple times. I remember that.
That was one of the weirdest cases too, because my understanding is the dude who had the rifle, the one that he was in a relationship with currently, was a county court judge or something, I believe is what it was. And it was the ex of the dude who he killed,
Yes.
who was banging his ex.
He was,
Like, it was super fucking
stepdaddy.
weird.
He was stepdaddy, and he wasn't a judge, but he was something in the legal system. I don't remember what, but I don't think he was a judge.
Well, the point was not that.
Yeah,
that
sorry.
Texas has weird fucking laws about fucking self fucking goddamn fucking defense that fucking don't fucking apply to any fucking other fucking state of the fucking 50 fucking states. That was the fucking point.
Fuck.
Sorry.
I think you just won an award. I think you just beat out what's his face?
Good.
Samuel Jackson.
So anyway,
I do want to
those-
point.
go ahead.
I do want to point out real quick at this video. I'm pretty sure the woman that was talking about what is self-defense, I think she was the one that was calling for Hunter Metcalf's murder.
Wow. And hasn't it already been proven that Austin wasn't doing anything other than asking the kid to leave?
One of the witnesses that became for the defense was questioned. He said it was like the smallest shove you could give somebody that barely even touched him.
He was
Yeah,
asked to
after he-
leave 15 times.
And he
15
said he didn't want
times
to
they were
fight him.
like, "Get out of our tent. Get out of my chair. You're not part of our school. You need to leave now. Get out." And he antagonized them, and he sat there and he said, "Make me," and he had his hand in his backpack, unfolding his knife, getting ready to pounce. The second he was touched, he fucking stabbed so hard with a 2-inch blade that he pierced the sternum of this kid and pierced his fucking heart.
And that's hard to do.
This
I'm
kid-
sorry.
This kid, that's premeditated,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yes.
all. Premeditated can take 1 second. I can think about it for 1 second and then I murdered. That's premeditation. You don't have to do it for a week. You don't have to come up with some elaborate plan to have premeditated murder. First degree murder just means that you intentionally murdered somebody, which is exactly what he fucking did.
Yeah, I mean, premeditated just means also just the fact that he was holding on to the knife to begin with and was just waiting for the optimal time to stab the kid.
But again, there's these problems with the court case that make people like this retard that we're watching right now. I mean, it makes their argument have
Some validity.
It's not actual validity. It doesn't make their argument valid because they're still terrible arguments that lack any kind of knowledge or any kind of fucking logic or facts. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was about to say that they most of them don't seem to be smart enough to bring up any of these points. They just kind of grasp at straws and talk
Right.
racist nonsense. And
Or they just
bullshit.
make shit up is what it is.
Yes.
So
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess
he
it
had a
wouldn't
clean
matter.
start there.
In a way, it wouldn't really matter even if it was done correctly, would it? Like if every T was crossed and every I was dotted, if there were black people on the jury and they still said guilty, they would have called them Uncle Toms, you know?
Yeah. They would have
Yeah.
found some reason to fucking bash everybody.
They
Well, this
even
is the
had
problem.
one- I was saying they even had the one woman that said even if they had irrefutable evidence that he was totally guilty, and it would still not matter because we stick with our own.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
what
Like
I
I
was going
was
to
saying
say
earlier.
about tribalism. That's the exact problem with tribalism is you
Yep.
have such a tribalist mindset that you can't. And that's the thing. Even I think it was Decoy Voice brought it up in his latest video about this whole thing, where he was saying how none of these people can see themselves as the victim, as Austin Metcalf. They can only see themselves as Karmelo Anthony, the perpetrator who had the knife in his hand.
Yeah. So I've seen several videos and quick clips here and there of people saying it doesn't matter if he's actually guilty or not. I would still find him not guilty if I was on the jury, because we don't need another black person in prison, much less another young black man.
Maybe, like, one could argue that, and it would only be if he was put on the stand, and it would only be if self-defense was no longer even on the table. They were going for some other defense, you know, like second degree or manslaughter or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think one could believe the argument that given the size of the knife, that he didn't think that it was going to be a deadly blow to like stab at him with, even though stabbing someone with a knife is considered fucking, like, he'd be retarded to believe that, right? He's wrong to believe that.
Yeah, still deadly force.
But you could see how maybe someone would think that, oh, I've just slashed at him with a little knife, therefore, like, I mean, and if it's people who've never seen knife wounds, you know, like,
yeah,
you can slash someone from their fucking chin to their groin with a 2-inch knife.
Yep.
So,
from what I heard, it was 3.5 inches long.
I heard also that Karmelo didn't actually stab Austin. Austin was the one that stabbed himself. I heard that earlier today.
well,
That was what the defense was bringing up.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to use as a defense, that Austin stabbed himself.
Yeah,
I'm like, are
he
you
killed himself.
fucking stupid?
Yeah, that's retarded.
I just held out my fist and his face just ran into it several times. I don't know what happened.
Well, the problem was that they had like 15 people who testified for the prosecution who had 15 of the exact same story. Like every single one of them said exactly what happened, exactly the same way. And given the set of facts of the case, the kid's guilty. He's guilty of probably first-degree murder, but they weren't trying to go for second-degree murder. They were trying to go for self-defense, and it was not self-defense. So when you go for self-defense, you're basically saying, yes, it was me, and here's why I did it. And if you're found that, like, you're not justified in doing it, then you're guilty of murder. So that's the way that works, and everyone's upset about it because they don't understand how the law works in regards to self-defense.
Right. Didn't
It's
Karmelo?
complicated, it is, and they make it really fucking hard to like, if you actually are successful in a self-defense, like, talk to Kyle Rittenhouse, man. Like, getting through one of these things is like fighting for your life a second time.
Exactly. Didn't Karmelo actually admit after he stabbed the kid that he stabbed him like multiple times? Did he admit that I did it?
Yeah, he
That was one of
said
the cops caught him that day.
he did say that it was him, which is what like that part is consistent with self-defense, but the facts of the case are not. So you can turn yourself in and say self-defense, but if they find the camera fucking footage and it's not self-defense, and like it's not, it doesn't matter.
He didn't really turn himself in. He fled. It's just when they found him, he said he admitted he did it.
Yeah, that's another point, is he fled. He didn't turn himself in. They caught him. He came in peaceably. He didn't fight or run or, and he did admit it that he did it when they caught him. And he was sobbing in the back seat after they arrested him.
I didn't know that the dude would get stabbed if I stabbed him, dude.
Yeah, I thought he would come back to life. I didn't know he would really die and stay dead.
He was asking if he was okay. And they're like, no, dude, he's not. You killed him. And he started crying. It's like, well,
first order thinking.
I mean, I guess that's what you get when you don't think more than 15 minutes ahead in the future, If
Yeah, and that you're a hothead, and that's all you think about.
And that's all the farther you can think ahead is 15 minutes, then you're going to have problems all the time.
Yep. You got to stop and think about what you're going to say and do before you say and do shit. Actions have consequences.
All right. Well, I'm tired of this video.
Yeah, that bitch
watch
is
the rest of
annoying.
it.
Yeah, there's a coolie going on.
That's freedom of the
I got him, Kayla. I got him. I got
Oh, so this is the video trying to make him seem like
Yeah, such
what
a
a
good
good
boy.
kid.
Karmelo Anthony.
He was on his way to doctor school.
Centennial High School, Frisco, Texas.
Doctor and rocket scientist school.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing at the track meet that day. He was on his way to doctor school.
Out of mail, baby.
Yep, don't care. You fucking now show the video of Austin Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The person I feel the most sorry for in this whole situation
Yeah.
is Hunter Metcalf, who literally held his brother's dying body in his arms and is going to have PTSD for the rest of his life because of that.
Yeah, I know. The fact that he's a twin makes it even worse because they have that special bond that no one else has. Fucking sad, man. Sad. And during the trial, did they ever show any of the actual videos that were recorded that day? Because I know after it happened, they confiscated all the footage from everywhere and fucking
They
like
showed
pretty
it in
much
court.
buried
No
it.
one else got to see it.
And that's such
They
a
should release
bullshit.
that.
We'll see it
They should
eventually.
release that.
Yeah, it'll be after the.
Shit, Big Bertha.
The Black Tucker Carlson. The prosecution wants you to believe Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf as soon as he pushed him. But the truth is, Metcalf and 3 others harassed Carmelo Anthony for 4 to 6 minutes before he decided to defend himself. Yeah, they spent 6 minutes being like, dude, get out of our tent.
Yeah, and they said the dude said he didn't want to fight him. So I assume when he went to push him, and they said it was a very light push, he was trying to push him out of the tent.
Yeah, just guide him, not necessarily push him.
If you're celebrating the Carmelo Anthony guilty verdict, you better not even think about celebrating Juneteenth.
Why the fuck would I celebrate Juneteenth?
So I got a question. I heard this a while back. This was sometime after all this went down, especially with the whole GoFundMe bullshit. Didn't they say, like, a bunch of prisoners say that if Carmelo did get found guilty, that they were gonna fuck shit up basically when he did go to jail?
Yes. And it's because their
Damn.
families gave the money to Give Send Go instead of giving it to their commissary accounts.
Yes. So I wonder if he's worried about that now with going to prison for 35 to life or whatever it is he got, if he's going to have to look over his shoulder or spend.
My understanding is because he was a juvenile, it's going to be maximum 30 years with a possibility of parole at 15. So he'll be 34 potentially when he can get out of prison then, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Here's Tariq Nasheed. He's the #1 internet race baiter, according to his own bio. The Carmelo, I keep saying his fucking stupid name wrong. Carmelo verdict isn't just a miscarriage of justice. It is absolutely delegitimization of the American legal apparatus. When self-defense is criminalized for black citizens but weaponized to protect those who hunt us, we are watching a white supremacist apartheid regime operate in plain sight.
Shut the... Are you fucking... Oh, my God. I can't stand
My
that.
understanding with Tariq Nasheed is the reason he's such a race-baiting black supremacist piece of shit is because his wife fucks some black guy. Or sorry, fucks some white guy.
Yep. Let's see what these people have to say. Let's see this logical argument.
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion here.
Just like Karmelo was doing. That's what Karmelo was doing. Protecting his motherfucking self.
I thought she was going to start throwing her own fecal matter there for a second.
Apparently the black supremacist dude that was outside the courthouse talking about the only good crackers are dead crackers is actually the father of Jacob Blake, the guy who started the Kenosha riots.
Unhinged Carmelo Anthony supporter performs a tribal dance outside the courthouse ahead of the verdict. It's about race. Like, bro, if someone's gonna do this in
judge
my
as well
face,
in this
like I would
case
find that,
that
like
it
I
was
would
not
punch
a
you. I'm
case about
sorry.
race, but you cannot
I
deny
You can't get that fucking
that
close to me and have your
just
nose
the
in my
facts
face
of
like
the
that.
case and what we've seen play out since then and what we're happening now is because the defendant is black, the victim is white, and that's the bottom line. But again, this is what I alluded to when I said this is brought out.
That's
what's
ridiculous.
bubbling right beneath the surface.
I'd have headbutted that motherfucker.
I'd fucking
that's
grab
some
the back of his head and
stereotyping.
bite his nose off.
That's some stereotype shit that like a racist white dude couldn't even think of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bible dances.
One might say he was chimping out.
Yeah, that's why I said I thought that one chick was gonna throw her shit at the camera.
Oh, of course, people are making this comparison.
Oh my
But
god!
again, dude, it's about the facts of the case. It's about proportionality. It's about like the timing of it. Like, was it right when you were in danger? Would a reasonable person have done the same thing? You know, did you antagonize the person into it? If all four of those things, the answer is correct, like in Kyle Rittenhouse's case, or perhaps Chud the Builder's case, because we don't know the facts of that yet. So again, in Tennessee, when I looked into this, where the Chud the Builder shooting happened, they might get him for a weapons charge. They might get him for other stuff. But as far as the self-defense attempted murder that they're charging him for, even if he had said something to the guy that made him angry and then tried to get away from him, as it shows in the video or as testimony or whatever shows, when you flee the situation that you started, like let's say I started shit with you and I'm like, oh god, Ohio Patriots fucking pissed, I'm scared, I better get out of here. I didn't think he'd react like that, or I didn't think he'd get that violent, or maybe I did, but like now I'm not ready for it and I don't want to fight him, or I'm trying to get the fuck away, right? I flee the situation and you pursue me, I regain self-defense. So
Right.
if that's the facts of the case, even if he said the N-word, or even if he said chimping out or whatever, like whatever he said, potentially, that led to the guy, and he might not have even said anything, according to what I understand. Like the guy was looking to get his Instagram blown up, and he was looking out for Chud the Builder, and he found him and specifically said like a week before on his channel or whatever that he was going to try to like clout chase or do whatever to like fuck with him or do something to get his name out there. So he was looking for him. He was looking to antagonize him. He was looking to get into a conflict with him. So he might not have even antagonized him. He might have just been like walking down the street, you know? So
That's why I don't understand how Joshua Fox is not being charged with at least stalking crimes at this point.
Right.
Well, there's also legally a difference between like, if you say something to somebody, fighting words or a thing, but like it only goes so far. You're not allowed to like try to take somebody's, beat the brakes off somebody just when they're trying to flee, just because they made you angry from what they said to you.
well, for instance, there was that, I forget where it was, but there was the fight over the trash can, and the guy had the gun. He's take your swing. And then the guy fucking did something and he shot him in the chest. That was fighting words. That was considered in court to be fighting words, antagonistic to the point where he lost his right to self-defense because he was telling the guy to do something. Go ahead and do it. See what happens, which is exactly the same fucking scenario that lost Austin Metcalf, or I'm sorry, Karmelo fucking that lost him his right to self-defense. And it might even been more than that. I'm not even sure what the jury thought. But again, like there was some fuckiness to the case, and that really makes me upset because it was such a clear-cut case of fucking not self-defense and probably murder in the first, if not murder in the second degree. And I would have been okay with murder in the second degree if that's what they came to and if the facts of the case supported that. But that's not the way it happened. And so now everyone's got this argument and everyone's pissed. Sucks. It sucks. And it's very predictable.
My
It's almost like they
understanding
did that
was,
on purpose.
I got a question too about something part of the case. Did they charge him with like tampering with evidence or anything? Because didn't he like try to hide the knife or he threw the knife somewhere. They didn't find the knife on him when they arrested him, right?
I think he threw it in the bushes, if I remember right.
Which is inconsistent with self-defense, which was an argument against him in court. Like, that alone does not prove that your claim was self-defense or not. It doesn't look good, but that has nothing to do with the arguments of whether it is or is not self-defense.
No, I know that. I was asking the question: did they charge him with tampering with evidence? Because I thought he tried to, either destroy the knife or, hide it.
No, I think first-degree murder is enough.
They're also charging him with manslaughter too on top of that.
Good.
Could they have actually charged him with the death penalty?
No, because he was 17 at the time.
State
of Texas, death penalties on the table for all adults who commit murder.
Yeah.
If you are 17 or younger in the state of Texas, they cannot put you to death for anything.
I'm pretty sure that's nationwide because of a Supreme Court rule.
I know some cases they can charge children as adults depending on their age. I just didn't know about murder.
Yeah, they just didn't charge him as an adult in this case. I believe what it was.
Okay.
I think charge him as an adult, but the sentencing thing is different than charging someone as an adult or not.
Yeah. See, I wasn't clear on that.
I think you're not allowed to seek the death penalty for a minor within the United States currently because of the Supreme Court precedents.
Gotcha.
And that could be why. I'm not sure exactly, but I know that certainly in this case that was off of the table, and the reason why is because in Texas, at least, that's true.
Right. I just think that's what he should have gotten, honestly, because eye for an eye.
See, and then like after he murdered him, he was posting pictures like this while people are donating hundreds of thousands to his gift center. It's like, dude,
look at that evil ass look. Oh.
All right. Well, I think we've covered it enough. I'm pretty done with the disinformation and the misinformation and the misunderstandings intentionally on both sides, and the court not doing its job the way it should have done, leaving the door open for stuff like this, and it's stupid. You guys get the point.
Yeah, I'm just glad he actually was found guilty instead of getting off just because of all the threats of rioting and looting and all that shit.
So yeah, I did sell the FZ6 though. I no longer have the sport bike. I bought it for $1,100. It needed a valve stem. It needed a chain. It needed a few little things on it. Did the few little things. I rode that for a year and a half. And probably put, I don't know, $300-400 into it. We'll call it $4 just to be safe. So $1,500 for the bike total. And I sold it for $2,700.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you even put tires on it?
Yeah, I was trying to get 3,000, but it needed a back tire, so I gave it to him for 27.
Nice. Congrats. How much is that new bike?
And I've got to sell the KLR still, because the KLR is similar enough to the other bike where I don't want to have both of them. The other bike will be better because it'll be lighter and smaller and actually, ironically, more powerful than just the way that the motor is, I don't know why, but it makes a little bit more horsepower and it revs a little bit higher and it just does things a little bit better for weighing. Like the KLR, I think, weighs 500 pounds and the DRZ weighs like 325. So... man, it's going to be a pretty big difference. And then having those smaller tires on it. The one that I'm looking at here, let me pull it up, actually. It wasn't Craigslist. It was Facebook Marketplace. Let me search it up before I share it. Hold on.
I'm assuming they make tires for that thing that are like street legal but decent, like decent on the street and in the dirt.
Yeah. Although with how light it is and stuff, you can do some dirt work with just regular street tires, honestly. But this is the one I was looking at. So 2020 DRZ 400, 7,000 miles. Look at the tires. Look at the setup. You see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean I need at least $1,800 or $1,700 for the KLR, which I think is doable. I think it's at least worth $2.
Yeah, I think you're good.
I was gonna try to get 25 for it, but
Bet you get 25 too.
maybe. It's got a lot of extras on it. Like my KLR is pretty set up.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to sell it, but at the same time, it's like I want this thing, and I don't have the money for it if I don't.
Don't you have the ammo cans on it? It's
On
like
the KLR, I did at one point.
Right
I don't know.
Oh, well,
I can put it back
in.
on.
You can throw them in if they want it.
Yeah,
I thought that was badass.
This thing, it needs a carburetor upgrade and a few little things done to it to make it tip top. But
I bet it's fun as hell too, though, drive.
Well, it wheelies super easy, and it like goes over curbs and stairs, and like it'll do dirt trails and dirt roads and crazy stuff just fine, and climb hills and also on the road. It'll go highway speed. You can like do little highway runs on it if you need to. You know.
Nice.
You say stairs?
Yeah, this will go upstairs.
Well, park it in your apartment.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the bike I want.
What'd that say on the pipe?
On the what? The pipe?
Yeah.
On the pipe? Oh, that's for Yoshimura. That's Yoshimura's Japanese lettering.
Oh, okay.
That's the exhaust. See, it's right here too. The exhaust.
Nice.
Man, you'd know if you were a big YouTuber because you'd have to worry about somebody in the local area, a viewer seeing it and sniping that deal out from under you.
Well, thankfully, okay, so they made DRZs unchanged from like 1995 till 2022 or something.
That's good.
And then they made an updated version now that just came out like 24 or something like that. I forget exactly what year it was. But I think the newest old DRZ you can get is like a 24 is what it is. So the 25s are the new ones. Anyway, like a 2020 is still pretty fucking new. They just made it. They've been producing parts for it for, over 20 years. It's got 20 years of knowledge and support and people who know the bikes inside and out, who've done things to them, who you can, ask questions of and look to them for advice if something's wrong or whatever, so.
Does it have aftermarket support?
It's like Glock kind of.
Mm.
So a lot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting a second set of rims for it too. So you'd have like dirt set up. So if you did want to do some crazy dirt stuff, you could put the dirt tires on it, but then just run the regular street tires most of the time,
Yeah, that's good. That's like what I was saying earlier. That's what's good about, those type of bikes you can do that with.
But that would be like a different set of rims though, not just tires.
Right.
Because it'd be a different size front tire. Anyway. Where are we? We're on the internet.
I hope you're able to get it, man.
Yeah, I was gonna do one little motorcycle trip here at the end of this month on the old bike on the KLR before I sell it, or I could sell it now. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do the trip on the new bike and risk perhaps scratching my new bike up by dropping it, doing some crazy stuff right away?
No, I would do the final ride.
I'm not even done with the options. Or should I risk fucking up my old bike right before I sell it, potentially getting way less money for it?
That's true.
Well, if you scratch it up on its first outing, then you just know it's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
So I should get the new bike?
Yep.
Unless there's something wrong with it that you'll have to fix before you take it out.
Well, I mean, ideally, like spending that much money on a bike, it shouldn't have anything wrong with it. It should be
You
pretty
can
fucking
find out real fast if you put
pretty fucking good to go.
You can find out real fast by taking it on a trip real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would sell the KLR and go ahead and just get the new one, and then go on the trip.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I need to fix on the KLR before I sell it, though. Too, this is the other problem.
Like what?
Yeah, just little shit like the speedo quit working. I don't know if it's the speed cable or if there's some mechanism inside the wheel that sometimes gets fucked up, but something's fucked up and I got to figure it out. There's a bolt in one of the foot pegs that's stripped out, that's just like hanging on by a thread kind of, and so I need to drill that out and tap it and get a bigger bolt and put it in there, and like little shit like that.
Gotcha.
That's right. That was the other bike that needed the back tire.
What's that?
Yay.
I said it needed a back tire, but I think you said that was the other bike that needed that you put a back tire on. I was getting things confused.
Well, now I only have one bike. No more confusion.
Yep.
Yay,
Yeah.
Ghost Frog Rider 2026.
Yeah, but I did get a pile of bike money though from Chase Bank. Thank you, Chase Bank. I hope the kid likes the bike that I sold him. It's his first bike.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I always thought those were cool.
What?
Not this bike, but the KLR.
The KLR? That one? Like the off-road bike?
Yeah, I always thought those were cool. The KLRs.
Yeah. Honestly, I always thought they were gay until I rode one.
Well, I don't ride, so that's how much my opinion's worth.
Because I started off on street bikes because I thought the street bikes were cool, like not knowing anything, you know. And then it wasn't until I actually like had a KLR and did some KLR things, and I'm like, whoa, I kind of like this way more.
I've always liked cruising bikes.
Oh, I have way more fun though, dude. Like I don't like cruising; it's boring. Go in the speed limit on a cruiser bike. Can't even feel the sun or the wind on my face because I got so much fairings in front of me. Oh, there's a radio and cruise control and a butt warmer. It's like sitting in a car.
Well, I had my fun on dirt bikes and shit growing up. And ones like that. Hell, the one I crashed and damn near killed myself was what was it? Was it a Yamaha? I think it was a Yamaha 250 or something like that.
You're a Yamaha 250.
Yeah, I am. You can giggity. But I miss riding.
Yep, pretty soon I will have a new bike. I should post that tonight. The KLR. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sooner the better.
Dang it. That means I'll have to fix it now. Or just be like, yeah, the speedo just broke.
On the way here.
Well, I mean that's super suspect, right? Like if you buy a bike that has like it's got like 35,000 miles on it, right? And you're like, yeah, it's got like 35,000 miles on it, but the speedo just broke. In my head, I'm thinking it's got like 70,000 miles on it. Like whatever you say it has, it's double.
Mm-hmm.
So you ride it as many miles as possible while the speedometer is broken, and then you fix it right before you sell it. These are all original miles right here.
Right.
Every single one of them. And more.
Tips must
Oh,
be good to be buying a bike. I'm a poor. X Adam 1, did you not hear the story of... Okay, let me tell you about the math on this bike. Oh, I'm like, tips must be good. No, tips are terrible. Tips are awful. Things are shitty. But I bought a Ninja 650 for $1,000. I rode it for a year and a half. I sold it for $2,000. I took that $2,000, used it to buy two bikes, the KLR that I bought for $500 and the FZ6 that I bought for $11. I sold the FZ6 for $2,700 the other day, and I'm going to try to get $2,000 for the KLR because I fixed them both up. So that would mean that I've got basically $4,700 out of $1,000 that I put in. There you go.
Better than you get at the casino.
And I got to ride bikes for like 3 years for free.
Now,
They paid me fucking like $3,700 to ride motorcycles for 3 years. That's a pretty good fucking investment. That's better than Dogecoin.
What you need to do is you need to take that envelope full of money and hit up the nearest casino and put it all on black and let it ride until you can get you about 3 or 4 bikes.
Exactly.
I'd be so upset though if it turned up red or something.
Oh, it would.
And with my fucking luck, it totally would.
Yeah, mine too. That's why I don't like to gamble, because I'd lose every fucking time.
They say if you have enough cash up front and you're willing to dedicate it to it, there's a way to like win at like the roulette wheel.
I think Hana's actually said on here before the optimal.
Yeah, the problem is in reality, I don't have the balls to do it.
Yeah, I thought it would do that.
If it's like fake money in a fake casino, that if I lose everything, it doesn't matter at all, and I don't care.
Yeah,
it works great.
You got to have.
Like if I have to go anywhere close to all in, it's like, oh man, no. Versus in real life, it's like if I lose 2 hands, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, you got to have like a decent sized chunk and be willing to let it go to win that way.
Yeah.
But statistically, they say, now they might have been paid to say that by the casino company or whatever. But they say if you know what you're doing, you can make it like that. Oh, did y'all see that interview that Trump stormed out of the other day?
No.
I didn't know if y'all wanted to talk about that or not.
Then I'm watching this. NBA Finals game to see your team win only to get mugged and mobbed by the opposing team's fans with no help in sight.
And this is why I don't go to sporting events.
Bro, like someone's going to die.
You don't see this outside of a baseball game.
No, but I mean, still, big crowds, you still run the risk of some shit going down.
Nope, just basketball, football, and hockey.
Yeah, the PGA Tour doesn't end in riots usually.
No, it's with Tiger Woods fucking everybody's wife.
And then wrecking the car on the way out. Getting a DUI.
Yeah.
University of Alabama administrator caught saying she found some holes in the new law banning DEI. She said, most of our facility and staff are progressive. They held an event for drag queens, and it was so dope. Cool.
Shut that school down.
What is the purpose of that?
They probably had a easel or something. It looks like it might be a classroom. They might have had an easel or something back in the day that they needed to get in there. Something narrow that was tall. Or it could be something dumb. Well, that
for
is
Slender Man?
Yes, for Slender Man.
Yeah, for these guys.
or they fucked up the door, so they just did the door frame to match it instead of fixing it.
What did Never Enough Ammo said? Baby in a womb isn't a baby, but a man in a dress is a woman. There you go. Deep Thoughts by Never Enough Ammo. I like that series. We're gonna do Deep Thoughts by Never Enough Ammo every chat now, where we pull up Never Enough Ammo's Twitter and read one of the memes.
I like the ice cream one.
Deep Thoughts by Never Enough Ammo.
What ice cream one?
Every
This
ATF agent's favorite flavor of ice cream is sweaty penis flavor. Deep Thoughts by Never Enough Ammo.
With the side of killing dogs.
I miss old school Saturday Night Live.
Right.
When they were funny.
Yep, when they were good.
Yep.
Bro. This guy makes me laugh so hard. And I want to feel good about it. So you guys should watch this and tell me if I'm wrong for laughing.
Well, the Democrats say America's the most racist country in the world. That's what they say. It's the most racist country in the world. But everybody wants to fucking live here.
Right.
Do they not know? Maybe we should tell them so they don't fucking come. But it is weird that liberals are they're the ones being like, America's the most racist country on earth. Also, open borders, come on in. We want you to experience it for yourself. We want you to see what we've built here. And then Republicans are like, we are not racist at all. We are the least racist country on earth. But do not fucking come here.
That dude's fucking hilarious. Oh, that guy's Ben Banakis. Bankis. I don't know how to say his last name. You see it there.
Yeah, Ben Bankus. Bankus.
Do you guys know who that is?
No, I've never heard of him.
No.
Really? You never heard him before?
No.
Dude, he's
Isn't he
like the best
Canadian?
comedian that exists right now, in my opinion.
What the fuck was that?
What?
Oh, that's Karmelo. No, that. Yeah, what is that?
Some British dude coming back from vacation.
Jeez.
Oh,
You know, when they
because
dug
his-
these things up, they thought for a long time that they were just heads, but then they decided to dig up the whole thing and see the whole thing to see if there's writing on it or something, and discovered that they have chests and arms and bodies and legs.
Yeah.
They're whole statues. And not only that there's no rock on the island that matches so it had to be brought from somewhere else, right? And the natural resources on the island are such that you'd have to go back 15,000 years till the water levels in the oceans were lower for there to be enough resources to support the amount of population that it would have taken to create these fucking things, right? And there was one more thing. Because of how deeply they were buried, they were estimating it had to have been thousands of years since they were built and placed because of the amount of sediment that was burying them. Takes, thousands and thousands. So they don't know how old these things are. They don't know who created them, right?
The giants
There is
did.
writing on them, but they don't know what it means. And as far as we know, they could be older than the flood.
Well, they had to have been there before the flood because the Great Flood is what buried them. And I would imagine the Nephilim helped build them.
We're not going there because we stick to facts here. on this channel.
Well, did you want to
Nephilim
hear
have
my
never
theory?
been proven in any way. If
Did
there's
you
if
wanna
there's
hear
ever
my
like
theory?
DNA evidence or like they fucking find like some Nephilim shit that's like, wow, that's like this is it. Can't refute that. Hell yeah, dude. Let's fucking talk about it.
Do you want to hear my theory right quick?
Sure.
Okay, so before the melt pulse 1B, the somewhat advanced local populace of humans, not as advanced as we are today, but much more than we think of Neolithic man. They were visited by space aliens that looked exactly like those stone figures, and they carved those to worship after they left.
Jesus. Sorry, I asked. I don't know, like the thing that makes me think that though is like, you ever look at LiDAR scans of the Amazon? They've got like thousands of buildings, probably at least hundreds of buildings, pyramids that are bigger than anything in Egypt that they didn't even know existed. Or they didn't even know were there, that they still haven't excavated, that are still buried in the jungle. And they're made of megalithic stones that are like, they don't know like who built them. You know, they don't know when they were built. Like, this shit's crazy, dude. It's crazy how much they're unearthing now these days. And I think the other thing that's going to be big in the future is going to be underwater archaeology. Because right now, as far as I understand, the only underwater archaeology that happens is looking for shipwrecks. So they're looking for ancient shipwrecks to, you know, like, I don't know, the Titanic to whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of underwater archaeology that happens. However, knowing that everything that is, you know, I think it's like 250 feet or maybe it's 400 feet. So everything that's 400 feet or shallower out to coast was part of the landmass back then. And where do you build the cities? You build them on the coast. Yeah, you build them on the mouth of a river at the coast. So you got access to the fish, you got access to the water, and, you know, you got access to the land. It's like the perfect place to build. But that's also the place that's going to get flushed away and flooded the worst when things go bad like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of it that you'll never find because it's just completely destroyed forever, you know? But I bet there's a lot of stuff that they will find. Especially with like,
that would be cool to sit there and find shit like that.
Am I too early?
No, you're not too early. But they found, well, you got like 3 minutes left. But they did find a way to using some sort of like space particle, and I'm not sure which one, that basically goes through everything because it's just moving so fast, and it's like, I don't know, more potent than an X-ray or a gamma ray or whatever. I forget what it was called. They can use those to figure out what's beneath the earth and to find like hollow spaces or dense areas where you might find gold or something like that. Like, there's all kinds of fucking technology that they're coming out with. It's kind of cool.
Oh, crap. I know what you're talking about. I forgot what it's called too.
Yeah, they were using it to find like a hidden chamber in the Great Pyramid. And there's like some big discovery that they made that they haven't announced yet or something, as far as I understand. Anyway, what's up, Leo?
What is going on?
Hey, what's up, brother? Long time no chat.
Do you support Karmelo Anthony?
Yes, he did nothing wrong other than a little stabby stab, you know. That's the only part, that small little part of the stabby stab, but that's it. Other than that, he did nothing wrong.
He didn't do nothing. Well, shit. They're going to use LiDAR to find your buried caches. Hopefully they don't use the scanned in neighborhoods to find all your buried Bitcoin. I don't think you have to bury Bitcoin. I don't think that's how Bitcoin works.
Oh, did you see the video in Belfast of the almost beheading?
Yeah, I did. We can't show that on YouTube. I know that, but we could talk about it. It's pretty brutal.
Good take on that today.
You could see that guy's fighting for his fucking life, and no one was helping him, and he's screaming for help, and someone's just recording because that's what you do in 2026. If someone's screaming for their life and being decapitated literally with a knife in front of you, you just keep recording. You don't help them. God, no. That's too much.
They were begging the dude to stop. That's because they are not, they're not allowed the tools. I I think one guy eventually did get a shovel, but what
do
the
you do? You put the fucking phone down and you grab a fucking stick. You grab a brick. You grab a rock. You take off your fucking shoe and throw it. I don't fucking know.
Or you just run up and kick
It
him in the
doesn't take a
face.
fucking rocket scientist to fucking figure out, hey, maybe I should try to do something. Jesus fucking Mary and Joseph Christ.
Although I wish I would have recorded what I saw the other day. I stopped at the gun store, and as soon as I parked in the parking space, I looked to my left, and there was this fucking skinny little bitch running, like full sprint running. And then I see a cop slam on his brakes right in the intersection. And then I see him just dart after this bitch. And he fucking pulls on, tackles the bitch right in the grassy section, luckily for her. And she's just screaming and hollering and kicking and fighting. And the other cop gets there and they, put her in cuffs and they walk about, 30 yards and set her down on the sidewalk. And she gets up to try to run. And he grabs her by the cuffs and the wrist and leg sweeps her and just body slams her right on the fucking concrete. And you could hear it from, I was at least, I would say about 80 yards away. And you could hear the loud thud. And she just, yeah, fuck around and find out. And it almost like you could hear the air escape her lungs. He lays there for a few minutes. And then, they set her back down. And then they start to carry her off to the car. And she tries to run again. And so they just pick her up. And see, she's so short. So they're just walking. And you see her legs just kicking in the air like she's surfing and shit. It's fucking hilarious. And they get over to the car. And they set her back down. And she, is pulling away. And they just smack her head up against the side glass. And you can hear the thud. And
this is the problem with impulse control and people who can't think more than 15 minutes in the future.
Exactly.
To them, they're like, "Oh, I'm in cuffs. I'm gonna get away. Oh, why are they slamming me on the ground? This is so unfair. I'm gonna get away again.
Oh no!
Oh, why are they slamming me against the car? This. Why does this always happen to me?
But the female officer showed up to pat her down, and she tried to run again, and they had a body slam her on the fucking ground again. But what happened was about 3 blocks behind me, her and her boyfriend were caught on the camera at this automotive shop. The boyfriend gives her a kiss and walks off while she jumps into an employee's vehicle and stole the bitch. Well, the owner jumped in his car and chased her down and blocked her in right at that light just a few blocks away. And then that's when I pulled up and saw the bitch run. She hopped out of the car and took off running. But she stole a car and made it about 4 blocks.
Yeah, what I was going to say was Belfast is on fire right now. They're
Why?
setting fire to all the migrant houses.
Because that bastard tried to saw that dude's head off.
Oh, shit.
Neo-Nazi groups and white supremacists are carrying out beatings on black people in the streets on Belfast. They're exploiting a knife attack to spew their... Well, this is guy's opinion. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Yeah, it's terrible. It's actually terrible.
Looks like they needed more rocks.
I mean, the government is going to import these people. The
Yeah,
locals are only going to...
Here's the video we can't watch.
Well, send it in your Discord, Honda. I want to watch that later, or send it to me if you can.
You can just find it. It's on the internet. It's like just search Belfast.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hadn't heard anything
Well,
about
it's
Belfast.
trending on. It's
Yeah.
trending on.
Look for
Africa.
trending on Twitter.
Yeah. Belfast, Ireland, it's all there.
Irish car bombs.
And this happened
There's
when?
another video I seen last night.
Oh, last night. That's why.
Well,
I
that's
heard
when the
about
story broke last night. Yeah. There's another video I seen in Africa. Some Islamists was cutting the guy's throat, and he was yelling out why while they was doing it, and the pain in his voice as he was getting his throat slit.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Gasping for air.
Are they-
No, that is crazy.
I think they made it harder to share stuff on Twitter.
No. All you gotta do is search everything up, right? Huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to like send it to Corey right quick, but okay, I'll just copy the dang. Okay, I'm dumb. I'm being technologically ignorant right now.
that's all right. That's me most days.
All right, if you see the chat in there, I posted the video in the back chat.
I appreciate it, man.
Twitter got all the brutal stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump on Twitter. I'm not usually on Twitter.
Dude, it's the
Yeah, I'm not
only
either.
place to get your news. Like, it's the only place you should be.
Well, I've kind of like I've taken a break from all that shit for the last, I don't know how many months and whatnot, just because I had to, and then other shit's gone on, and I lost my
It's the
sister.
only, hold on. It's the only place literally in the world right now where you can get reliable, accurate, timely information. Everywhere else,
What you fill out?
is literally everywhere else that you can possibly get any kind of information, including YouTube, is censored.
Yep.
Right. Scroll back up. That dude looked like he was holding just a piece of pipe.
Once you figure out which one is AI slop that they post on there to be fake news.
Yeah, and that's hard. That's
But
why
it-
I hate AI, because it's getting harder and harder to tell what's AI and what's real.
It's really, I mean, so far it's pretty easy, but
Right.
If the
Some you
video's
have to look at
grainy,
the
it can
video
be.
twice.
yeah, I mean, you might have to like pause and look at it and maybe ask somebody or whatever, look at the comments, but you can tell.
Yeah.
You can see
Right.
it.
Or
It's
ask
not to the
Gronk.
point where you can't tell yet.
Right.
If it's
Or
a
ask
potato
Gronk.
quality video.
Yeah. Like
If it's a bunch of white
put in,
women with an
Gronk, is this
overturned,
real?
if it's a bunch of white women with an overturned Starbucks truck getting their lattes, you know that's fake.
Yeah, that I know that's fake. But some of them, you know, they're starting to look more and more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, it is getting
I had
harder
a-
to tell, and maybe you have to like look into it, but you can still find it. All you have to do to find out is look, and most people don't even bother doing that, and
Right.
it fucking bugs the shit out of me.
No, I understand that. That's very true. Hell, half
No,
the
but
time
some
people don't
people
even have to
retweet
look
it
at the
on
videos.
purpose.
But
Yeah, but some
and there's
people
that too.
retweet
Yeah,
it on
there's
purpose. Yep.
there is that the intentional misinformation where they know that it's fake and they're like, oh, dumb people are gonna believe this.
Boomers will believe it.
Yep.
They're so bad at that. They're like, oh, it looks real enough. It must be real.
I remember
And then they
seeing
double
one
down
where
on
it
it once they
was.
find out it's fake.
I remember seeing one
Exactly.
recently where somebody was like, "Oh, some people will say this is AI," and it literally says on the bottom, "Generated with AI."
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, they should mandate all that. They have to have watermarks in them and shit. I think they should do that. Because going forward, it's just going to get more realistic looking.
If you were given the opportunity, Honda, would you race motorcycles like that video we just saw a while ago?
I'm too big. Yeah, like for fun, yeah. I would never fucking be at professional level though, because those dudes are like jockeys. Like the best of the best, the dudes in MotoGP, the dudes in Moto America, like the guys who were always finishing on podium are all like 5'2" and 110 pounds.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, think about it. You're on a motorcycle. You're trying to go faster.
No, I know it makes total sense. I'm like, I guess I never really thought about it before.
Yeah.
But,
All right, guys. Well, I gotta go. It is time. Time is up. We are done. That is all. I'm sorry. We gotta go.
Ooh.
But I will say deuces, y'all. Shall not be infringed. Trooper to shop and not to pressure. Batakath care. Break the troops. 2 words. Made in America. And we'll see y'all next time. Deuces.
Penis. Later, people.
Sorry, guys. Gotta go.